It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's your feel-good breakfast show, this Expresso on S3, and naturally we are ready for the Rugby World Cup semi-final between the Bokke as well as England. But of course, before we get there, Lions coach Mzwakhe Nkosi is going to give us the scoop. And of course, Kutle is standing by in our Johannesburg studios to get the lowdown. Make sure you stick around for this.
Bye, Dangi Carl. Good morning to everybody. We are diving into the world of rugby namhlanje here in Johannesburg with Lions coach Mzwakhe Nkosi, about to dissect the team's recent hurdles, but also anticipating the exciting journey of the upcoming season. We also get into exploring the Lions' transformation, their synergy with the URC, and gain unique insights into the highly anticipated Rugby World Cup semi-finals and finals. Coach Mzwakhe, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Now, reflecting on the Currie Cup season's unexpected challenges, right? What obstacles did you face?
Yeah, obviously, last season was a challenge for us. This season went a whole lot better, and I think the Currie Cup itself sold itself to the public again, it being the premier competition, domestic competition for South Africa. And in terms of the challenges, and it's common cause that we're looking for the Currie Cup to have its own slot in the calendar and not sort of interlink and sort of run concurrently with other competitions. And I think credit to all the franchises and all the unions, they've done their best to sort of try and work around that. But obviously player welfare is something that we've got to look at.
So are those the kind of improvements that fans can look forward to moving forward when it comes to the scheduling issue?
Yeah, nothing confirmed as such, from the powers that be, but it looks like it's heading in that direction, a good sponsor, and then it having its own slot in the calendar, and just, making it again the premier competition domestically, giving it its own limelight. It's been the bedrock of South African rugby for a hell of a long time. So, it's important that we give it the time that it needs.
Amazing. Now, the URC is kicking off this year, and we actually spoke a bit earlier about how the Lions have revamped the team. Talk to us about the changes that you have made.
Yeah, obviously, we're an ambitious team and an ambitious franchise. We long to make the playoffs of the URC. It's been an understated sort of starter of the URC for tomorrow, it being with the World Cup and the playoffs in the World Cup. But we're looking forward to the season, and hopefully the guys who we've brought in, to bolster our ranks, can help us in our quest to get into the playoffs.
Incredible. Now, how do you view the impact of the recent World Cup? Do you think that, the South African rugby's partnership with the URC has contributed to the overall improvement?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting question. It was cause for much debate in rugby circles and, in the rugby fraternity. South Africa leaving Super Rugby, sort of, divorcing our long-time partners, our Australasian partners, Australia and New Zealand, and going up north, so to speak. But I think it's been a positive for South African rugby as a whole, not in terms of being exposed to different playing styles, but the time zones. We grew up on a staple diet of having to wake up at ungodly hours, to watch our South African teams touring in Australasia. For the teams, the tours are a whole lot more manageable. It's not the massive time difference, the jet lag, the four weeks overseas. So I think there's a whole lot of good that's come about our move up north.
And what are your predictions for the final? When it comes to listen, I do not know much about rugby, but I am following the Rugby World Cup. I watched the recent game, the Springboks playing, and I don't know how you guys do it, hey? Yeah!
Look, what I can say is that, I think the Springboks they almost embody who we are as South Africans. The fight that they showed last week, the never say die attitude they showed last week, and, I think tactically they were really good. So we've got the not so small matter of the semi-finals this weekend before we get to the final. So yet again, I think this weekend's game are going to capture the country like they did last week. If you lived in a complex, you could literally hear the screams in unison. So yeah, obviously we all fancy ourselves, and hopefully come the final next week, South Africa will be in the final.
Oh, hopefully. I am crossing fingers. But tomorrow is a big sporting day. Talk to us about who you're playing tomorrow and what fans can look forward to.
Yeah, obviously tomorrow is the start of the URC, URC campaign, and we as the Lions are really excited for this campaign. Like I said, we're ambitious and we've got some lofty goals, and hopefully we can, we can meet those goals. We play against the last year's finalist in the Stormers. So that's a really good asset test to see where we are as a team. And then going forward, hopefully we can produce some really good results.
Incredible, Coach Mzwakhe. Thank you so much for joining us and diving into the world of rugby with us and dissecting, what we can expect and anticipate in the upcoming season. And best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
This is Lions Coach Mzwakhe. We were talking all things rugby. Let us know what your thoughts are on our social media platforms using the hashtag Expresso Show. Do not go anywhere because so much more is coming your way from Johannesburg.